Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. Today I'm going to review for you the summer camp cult classic, Wet Hot American Summer. This film was released by Eureka Pictures on July 27th, 2001. That was my brother's birthday. Directed by David Wayne, who'd also directed films such as They Come Together, Wanderlust, and Role Models. This film comes with a slew of actors. Starting out, we got Janeane Garofalo, Paul Rudd, Michael Showalter, Amy Poehler, Elizabeth Banks, Bradley Cooper, Michael Ian Black, Molly Shannon, David Hyde Pierce, Jolo Truglio, and last but not least, H. Jon Benjamin, who in this film plays the voice of a can of mixed vegetables. So it was a nice little moment when you hear the can of vegetables talking to another person and it's that voice. So it's very fitting. It is a lot of fun. For my review today, it's a hot day out here, so I brought myself a cold beverage. I went with a can that looked like it would have been in the film. I believe the film took place in the late 80s. And I have myself a lighthearted ale. Evidently, this is a low-calorie IPA. If I'm gonna drink during the day like I am right now, I want to drink a lighter beverage, and I enjoy one with a little bit more flavor to it. So I go with the old IPA. But anywho, this film takes place on the last day of summer at the summer camp. There's a matter of everyone trying to find their one true love or whatever it is before the last day of summer, and everyone has to go back home. It's your normal run-of-the-mill teen angsty early 20s sort of camp counselors falling in love, and everybody at the camp trying to find somebody to fall in love with while they're being who they are. This film is very much like Meatballs meets Dazed and Confused meets National Lampoon Senior Trip. It is definitely a classic. It's got a lot of just quirky humor in it. I think one of my favorite bits is when Jolo Truglio's character, he gets on a motorcycle and he's chasing after another person. And whenever you see like a stop cut, it's clearly somebody else. And they do that intentionally. Like they'll stop and it's like a stunt double just making an action pose. And you see the close-up of the person. It's noticeably a different person. Somebody wearing like a helmet with what looks like a glued-on wig to the helmet or something like that. Or just something just ridiculous, doesn't belong in that scene, but they do it intentionally to add humor to that scene, as well as a lot of other over-exaggerated moments where a couple of counselors are looking for a phone and they trash an entire office until they realize the phone is right there. So all in all, I mean, it's a fun movie. Again, it's so silly, it's so goofy. There's moments where David Hyde Pierce's character, he plays an associate professor, a science professor, and he found out that there is a piece of an International Space Station debris that's going to land on the camp. And so he's trying to find out where that's going to be, where that's going to land. And, he takes some students or some of the campers along the way to teach them about what's going on and to help him locate and hone in on this piece of space debris. So, it's a mission at that point to save the camp from total destruction. And then when you see what lands in the camp, it just, it adds to the further humor of the situation, all the over-exaggerated moments of the film. I mean, again, this is, you have, like I said, over-exaggerations. You have a lot of under-exaggerations. Just goofy things in the film. I think this is the first film I had seen Paul Rudd in where he was just an utter jerk, but it's done in such a, I don't want to say slapsticky, it's done in a very like immature and just jerk sort of way. Like it, I mean, he fits the role perfectly. I was talking with a friend earlier, and we were both in agreement that Paul Rudd can do no wrong. So, I mean, even in this movie, when he's not playing the ever so nice guy, like he is the bad boy of the film. But it's funny. Like there's a scene where he trashes a plate off of a table, and Janeane Garofalo, who plays the camp director, walks up and is like, "Are you gonna clean that?" And he's like, "Fine." And then, like, everything he picks up is just an added, exaggerated, like, just moment. It's so goofy, it's so silly, it's so funny. Years ago, I had the opportunity to see this film as a midnight movie. And if any of you have a local art house theater near you, I definitely suggest checking out some midnight movies, because I mean, they're a lot of fun. And in this case, like, there were activities every now and again. There'd be activities during the midnight films. And this one, you had in the movie, there's a talent show, so they had a talent show portion of it where you had to see who could hold a broomstick in their hand and hold it for the longest. And you had another person that had they had a sing. You had a bit of a minor decathlon race thing where you had to like race up and down the aisles, and at the end of each aisle was a can of mixed vegetables that you had to consume, and it was just a lot of fun. Yeah, when I saw that movie for the first time, I was just, I mean, there are so many good moments in it that, I mean, you just openly giggle about because they're just so ridiculous. Or I like when I had mentioned the guy on the motorcycle. I mean, there's a scene where he's chasing after a guy who's on foot, but he can't keep up with the guy on foot. And all of a sudden there's this like tiny bale of hay in the middle of the road that stops everyone dead in their tracks. And so the guy that's on foot ends up like stopping, like, whoa, it's in my way. And then he jumps over it. And then the motorcycle comes up, and again, instead of just going around it, they like stop, and he's like, ah, shoot. And it's like he gets away. It's, oh, I mean, it's so just ridiculously goofy. Very adult humor in the film. So I wouldn't suggest giving this one out to letting your kids watch, but you know, they're your kids to raise. You let them watch whatever you feel is necessary. So, what do I give this one? 4 stars. Definitely give this film a solid 4 stars. I mean, it's so much fun, especially during the summer. You know, I never went to summer camp myself. Not much of a camper, but I always saw like an appeal to it. I always had a bit of a curiosity. Went camping for the first time a couple of years ago and enjoyed it. But all in all, it's not my thing. I do like to go out on a nice nature hike every now and again, but you know, I just reserve all my camping experiences to what I see on the screen and enjoy it from there. So again, 4 stars. Have you seen this movie? What did you think about it? Did you love it, or did you think it was pure trash and you're good that you don't ever have to see it again? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this movie, give this a like. I think it's one of these 2 places. Don't know where to, I think it's right here. Anywho, do all that internet whatnot here, and as always, be good to one another. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.